These are rare photographs from history, presented with context and accuracy. To see more historical photos, you can subscribe to our channel. A detail showing young New York drum corpsman near Fredericksburg, March 1863. A man dressed as Santa Claus fundraising for Volunteers of America on the sidewalk of a street in Chicago, Illinois, 1902. A migrant mother who has just finished washing clothes in Klamath County, Oregon, 1939. A paratrooper from the 82nd Airborne in Saudi Arabia during Operation Desert Shield, December 1990. A portrait of a young man and woman seated in the yard taken by traveling photographer, 1912. A US soldier and a local Japanese girl reading military restrictions about riding trains in Japan, 1946. A young man from the Levant wearing traditional Bedouin clothes, early 1900s. Americans in Paris celebrated the end of Prohibition in a real two-fisted manner, 1933. An American flag is hoisted atop the North Tower of the World Trade Center during its topping out ceremony, December 1970. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill having a drink with Yugoslavian Communist President Josip Broz Tito, 1953. Celebrating New Year's Eve in a Soviet kindergarten, Krasnodar, 1953. Chinese dictator Mao Zedong meeting with future US President George H.W. Bush in 1975. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger can be seen in the background. Croatian President Franjo Tudjman and General Ante Gotovina during Operation Storm. Daughter of a migrant family inside their tent home in Weslaco, Texas, 1939. Dorothy Kilgallen walks with Melvin Belly at Jack Ruby's hearing. She later interviewed Ruby and was very close to disclosing the truth of the JFK assassination until her untimely death. Dwight D. Eisenhower and Georgy K. Zhukov sharing a toast with other Allied officials in Frankfurt, June 1945. Ex-slave John Smith at his home in North Carolina, 1937. Firefighter wearing Koenig smoking helmet with water spray, Hamburg, Altona, Germany, 1900s. Frank and Inez couldn't understand why Santa's reindeer wouldn't stop at their house that year, 1960s. Glass negative of Mongolian acrobats, 1930. Here soldiers and a Panzer III cross a makeshift bridge over a frozen river during Operation Winter Storm, southwest of Stalingrad, December 1942. Henry Ford and wife Clara pictured in 1946 in the first car his company built back in 1896. Hideki Tojo, former Japanese war minister and prime minister, on trial for war crimes at the Tokyo Tribunal, Japan, 1946. Horatio Robley, seated with his collection of severed heads, 1895. Immigrants at Ellis Island enjoying their first Christmas dinner in the United States, New York City, 1920. In 1960, Catholic schoolgirls were making Christmas angel ornaments. Kenyan President Jomo Kenyatta riding in a limousine with Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie, 1967. Led Zeppelin relaxing by the fireplace on their private jet, the Starship, 1975. Macy's department store detectives posing for a picture with their backs turned so as not to reveal their identity. Man protesting against the sale of dresses that fail to cover the knees when seated, 1962. Militiamen manning a Hotchkiss machine gun on the Aragon front in 1937 during the Spanish Civil War. Miners operating a drill in the Strataka salt mine at Hutchinson, Kansas, early 1900s. Mother with her baby at Amsterdam, Netherlands, June 1953. Music hall performer and circus showman Gustav Eichler drives a zebra harnessed to a pony chaise along Camden High Street, London, 1912. Polish Solidarity leader Lech Walesa greets Polish Pope John Paul II at an unscheduled meeting during the Pope's trip to Poland, June 1987. President Eisenhower arriving at Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, 1959. Princess Anastasia taking a selfie, 1910. Prisoners from Dachau concentration camp cross the frontier of the Principality of Liechtenstein and are greeted warmly by frontier guards, May 1945. Republican soldiers loading of a 21-centimeter bronze cannon around the area of San Sebastian during the Spanish Civil War, 1936. Rum runners attempting to transport alcohol from Canada across the frozen Detroit River, 1920s. Santa Claus and a Child, 1960s. Serbian civilians who are being forced to convert to Catholicism by the Ustasa regime stand in front of a baptismal font in a church in Glina. Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev laughing while rubbing the stomach of an American farmer during a state visit to the United States, Iowa, 1959. Soviet students on an international field trip in Havana, Cuba, 1977. Spanish girls in a drinking competition in 1920. Swedish children pose with Viking-era rune stones, 1880s. Sami man struggling with his reindeer, Finland, 1949. Tankers applying bed sheets on their Churchill tank for snow camouflage, 1945. The all-female fire brigade at Girton College, Cambridge, 1877. The landscape after the Allies captured Omaha Beach in Normandy, 1944. Three of the many thousand so-called rubble women push a wheelbarrow-like container in the totally bombed-out Berlin, Germany, December 1948. Two Spanish artists after their performance at a club in the 1960s. Two suspects in police custody following their failed robbery of a Manhattan restaurant, 1956. Union soldier William Johnson stands on the gallows moments before his execution for the attempted rape of the wife of a rebel soldier during the siege of Petersburg. US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill with their staff at Casablanca, 1943. US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and General Dwight Eisenhower, 1943. US soldiers relax at a bar in London, England, 1940. USMC Colonel Francis Fenton conducting the funeral of his own son Michael Fenton during the Battle of Okinawa, 1944. Vice President-elect Hubert Humphrey meets with Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, December 1964. Vyacheslav Molotov, James Burns, Charles Bolan, Harry Truman, William Leahy, and Joseph Stalin in Potsdam, Germany, July 1945. Walt Disney with Shirley Temple in 1939, as Walt is presented with a special Oscar with 7 miniature statuettes in recognition of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first full-length animated film ever released. Wernher von Braun in the Apollo 11 First Moon Landing Exhibition, Atlanta, September 1969. Whipping post and pillory in Newcastle, Delaware, 1900s. Woman forced to kneel in the village square, accused of collaborating with occupying forces, as local men stand in silent judgment. Women waiting to receive aid from the Real Hermandad del Refugio, 1931. Workers at the cables of the Brooklyn Bridge, 1915. Young Svetlana Stalin sitting on Lavrenti Beria's lap with her father Stalin in the background, 1931.